us. So many needs.
I'm ready.
Okay.
Okay. Before we start.
Susan Wind.
Susan Wind, W-I-N-D.
Yeah.
And you live near Charlotte?
Yeah.
How many miles from Charlotte?
The town was 25 miles north of Charlotte.
Okay, and what is your daughter's name?
Taylor.
And how is she right now, real quick?
She's living with cancer.
Okay, here we go. This is, you ready?
Yep.
I'm with Susan Wind, who's a mother who lives in a town just a little bit outside of Charlotte, North Carolina, and has been battling the EPA and the government over coal ash in her community that's caused a cluster of cancers, including to her daughter, who's 16 years old. Tell us your story.
Sure. So I was living, actually I had to move, but I was living in Lake Norman, North Carolina when my daughter, my neighbors, all my friends, everybody was getting cancer 5 years ago. I didn't know what it was. So I had to I tried to get help. No one would help me. Everyone's like, we don't have funds. So I raised actually $109,000 doing a 5K to find some chemists to start helping and testing. And I learned that our neighborhood was pretty much on a lake that had a steam station, and the coal ash, the leftover ash after it's burned, which is loaded with toxic heavy metals that cause cancers, all different types of illnesses, was used as soil to build the communities during the building boom all over where we lived. And I tried to get help. We dug up all kinds of records that pretty much told the story that the utility company wanted to use it as beneficial fill, and the EPA and the state allowed it.
What years did this fill get put down?
In the 90s when the building boom. And so
this community was built in the 90s?
Yeah.
I mean, how many people live over this ash?
Well, so many. So I don't know the exact number, but they're kind of smaller towns all around surrounding Lake Norman. So these towns were like going through the building boom, and they basically thought it would be a great idea to use coal ash as soil.
And how many people in these communities have cancer?
Hundreds and hundreds. We had a thyroid cancer cluster. That's what my daughter had. We found, not me, but they also had other moms that found we had an ocular melanoma, the rarest eye cancer cluster. And when all my friends under the age of 50 were all getting diagnosed with cancer, there were 24 kids at my daughter's high school. Parents called me. Their kids had cancers, all different kinds. And then we actually found there was 48,000 tons of this coal ash dumped next to our kids' high school and left there. It's still there today.
How old is your daughter?
She's now 22. She went through cancer again at 21, and now it's growing back again at 22 because it's metastasized.
Unbelievable. What's her name?
My name's
No,
Susan.
her
name is Taylor.
Okay. So tell us what you did to deal with this problem. I know you went to the EPA.
Yeah.
You had a meeting yesterday here in Washington.
Yeah,
Tell
I've
us
been
about the
fighting
meeting.
I've been fighting this for years. I've gone on the local, state, and I testified at EPA hearings on this a couple years ago because I'm like, this coal ash needs to be hazardous, not non-hazardous. And
So has the EPA designated it as non-hazardous?
yes, yeah, they designated
On what basis?
because they're saying that basically the industry has dictated and has said what is safe or not safe in the environment. And the EPA is supposed to protect our environment, and they don't. They pretty much protect the polluters.
What did the EPA tell you yesterday?
Yesterday we had this meeting. The head of the EPA did not want to meet with me, but we saw other senior people there, and he basically said, our job is hard.
That was his response, our job
One
is
of
hard?
the responses, the job is hard. And I basically, well, it's harder to have a kid with cancer and watch somebody die. That's harder.
Who is responsible for putting down that coal ash?
The coal ash that was used all over was basically, there's a lot of people responsible. The Duke Energy, it was their coal
Duke
ash.
Energy was utility that
Right,
did this.
but the state and the regulators who were supposed to protect us, they allowed it. The DEQ and the politicians at the time, and even today, the politicians failed me. Because when I tell them and they didn't know, they were like, oh, well, they used to do that. Okay, bye. And they walked away from it. They tried to dismiss me. Obviously, being a mother and a woman, you are dismissed even more than you can imagine. And after my meetings yesterday, I'm convinced that this country is in big trouble because the EPA, the CDC, even these people, I went to these committee meetings, and these committee meetings are the oversight of the EPA, and they aren't even doing anything. So it's a complete failure. We are set up to fail. So what do you tell your kids? Like, it's normal to get cancer? So we have people here from all over the United States that came in. We have firefighters, their gear is contaminated with PFAS, all these firefighters are here talking.
Let me say this: you're a hero to me. You're a frontline environmental defender in North Carolina, fighting the fight. We need more people like you in this world. Like, how does it feel? Like, what have you organized down there? How many people are behind
Well,
you?
I didn't get the support I really wanted in North Carolina, to be honest with you. And I actually ended up moving because I wasn't getting any change. I wasn't getting anything. So I actually moved to be near my daughter in Florida because I wasn't going to expose my family a day longer. My dog ended up getting cancer. My neighbors were all getting cancer. So we moved. And I think as far as I can help advocate people, I've brought all these people together from all over the country who want change. I can't force it, right? So just connecting with like the rock stars of America that are like, we need to do something. That's what I've been trying to do.
How did you organize the rally today? Where'd you find all these people?
On social media. I was like a social media, hi, I'm not a stalker, I'm a friend.
So you're basically a citizen who went and figured out everyone fighting similar battles
Yeah.
all over the country.
Yeah.
You contacted them, got them to come to Washington for this rally. There's going to be a march in the EPA. That's how you found me, right?
Yeah, that's how I found you.
Thank you.
Thank you. I appreciate you
So
so
proud
much.
of you.
I will do anything to help anyone when it comes to this. All right, are you ready?
Are you ready?